Hey, what's up everyone? I'm in Germany. Beautiful day. It's like Caribbean here. It's going crazy with this global warming. I just wanted to talk about mindset. Some of the things I've been seeing, I just want to get it on video because otherwise I forget about it. I was looking at reading an article about the England rugby setups. You know, don't worry if you don't like rugby. It's just the kind of the concept of this mental training. And I remember when Eddie Jones, who, yeah, he's an unbelievable coach, when he came in, one of his ex-players at Japan said he's going to burn the players out. I remember that clearly when he came on board, and that's like a big, really big warning sign. And the article today, he admitted that the players, you know, in the last tournament, Six Nations, the players were physically and mentally exhausted. So I'm like, well, everyone knew that was going to happen. I did. It was, you know, it was common knowledge. So, firstly, why didn't you do something about that? And I think the way he works is he challenges players to rise to the occasion. So, in the article today, he said the players need to rise to the occasion. There's a test match in South Africa today. So, rise to the occasion. So that means you're not at the level, but you have to rise to it. And I think that if you think about that, that's kind of like, if you keep having to rise, it's exhausting. It's going to happen, you because it's not your level. And I might be wrong about that. It's just kind of in my head a little. If you look at New Zealand, which is probably the greatest rugby team greatest sports team of all time, constantly at that level, it's almost like there's no rising to the level. They just are at that level mentally. Like, if you want to put the you know, I haven't ever put the black top on, but they're just like, it's absolutely the culture is there. It's properly ingrained in the psyche, so there's no rising to it. It's just expected. It's just there at that level. Another way, you know, I was watching Conor McGregor, his video, and right from the start he says, "I'm number one." I mean, obviously he worked really hard, but he didn't have to rise to the level. He just knew that you know, they said, "What do you think about facing?" I think it was Aldo or someone, and he, you know, the pound for pound number one fighter in the world. He goes, no, I'm number one. And I mean, it was clear he actually felt that. So, you know, the England, and don't get me started on England football, or they'll probably go and win the World Cup, but you know, there's something not quite right there. I remember I was with England once, when I was working at Chelsea, and I went with them to rehab one of the players, and I met the psychologist. Oh my God, I was like, what? It's all sort of academic thinking, but no results orientation, no real understanding of results and stuff. Kind of depressing thinking about England. But Conor McGregor, check out that documentary. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to do another video on this, but he talks about pressure. Aldo, he's building up to the fight against Aldo. He's absolutely massacring him mentally, putting maximum pressure on him, stressing him, and he breaks a rib. So it's not the pressure that broke the rib, but I think there's something there. And Conor McGregor actually said, yeah, I broke him, and he showed his weakness in his body. And I think that's absolutely right. You can your mind affects your body. He knows it. All the fighters know it. Just starting to get loads of research out now in terms of medicine. You know, the mind affects the body. 85% of all immune disease patients, just before they got the autoimmune disease, experienced uncommon levels of stress, mental stress, right? So I know pharmaceuticals, they're not exactly going to pile money into research there because they can't make any pills out of it. So, but yeah, Conor McGregor talking about putting pressure on people. Joe Rogan talks about that as well a lot, and I think it kind of ties nicely in with my work, because when I'm working, like yesterday I was working with a guy completely depressed to the point of suicide, and he said, well, okay, let's start looking at what bothers you. So we kind of, let's say we found 10 things that were destroying him, like he felt defeated, and we cleared them one by one, finding the underlying cause and removing it. No biggie. It's just like working with a computer. Man, hang on a second. You know, then you see the chef that committed suicide, and people like, well, there's nothing you can do with depression, you just got to listen. I'm like, what? You know, with my client, at the end of the session, he was feeling much better. I've worked with suicidal clients who, after one session, they were fine. We have got a mentally, we've got a mental health. It's not as people. It's just dark ages, in my opinion. You know, people talk about talking therapies. We're just like computers. When there's too many things, you know, it's too much stuff on the computer, too many web browsers open, you can't clear your own cache, you can't resolve your own questions. It starts to slow down until you internally slow down, and that's called depression. But you just need to remove everything that's bothering you, and you can do that really fast, and everyone can do that. So anyway, I'm starting to rant, but yeah, mental strength and all that is super fascinating. If you any questions or anything, or you want to leave a comment below, I really appreciate it. If you like my rant, subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a ladies and gentlemen, even I always say guys, but I mean ladies and gentlemen. So hope everyone out there is having a great weekend, and I'll speak to you guys soon.